pointing at here is the thermostat housing, and that adapter plate that you saw me put in underneath it allows for those two coolant lines to go to the back of the heads. And as I've explained before, it allows for air to escape the back portion of the head where we're getting a lot of air trapped. And kind of explaining that here, but the shop was really loud. We had the fans and everything going, and it was just easier for me to do a voiceover here. So hopefully this works out really well. It was a lot easier to get the air out. I thought I had, a lot of the cooling issue figured out, and then I decided to change out the radiator for that bigger one. And when I did that, I drained the whole system and introduced a whole lot of air back in. And it was really challenging to get that air out. If this process doesn't work, I've purchased a vacuum fill tool. Never used one before, so I'll do a video on it. But basically, you draw a vacuum in your system. It allows you to test for leaks at that time, but then that same vacuum draws in or sucks in coolant, completely filling the system and pushing out any air, really. It's a very efficient way to eliminate airlocks and stuff. So if these two little hoses don't work when we get out to run it, then I'll use that tool. And then what I'm pointing at here, I also took the opportunity just to try to troubleshoot or pre-plan for any issues. I replaced the front coolant line there, and then here's the power steering cooler that I'm going to mount right here on the front, one of the oil coolers. I don't have an issue with the power steering getting hot, but it naturally does just by its normal operation process. So I thought, why not just put a little cooler on it? It's a pretty simple addition to do, and it'll hopefully eliminate any future problems if we have overheating of the power steering system. So that's what I'm doing here. Just kind of time lapse the installation of the power steering cooler. I just fabbed up a quick little bracket and putting it right over that cooler. A little bit of spacing off of it to get airflow around it. And that little Spall fan draws plenty of CFM through both the oil cooler and the power steering cooler. So it should work pretty good. And then you'll see me the lines together and everything here routed really nice. It maybe took 30-40 minutes. Pretty quick process.
Okay, made just a simple bracket, nice and sturdy. I'll hook the AN lines to it, and I'll run one of these back to the reservoir, and the one that's on the reservoir will come up and hook to the other one. So this is on the return side of the power steering pump. It's not the pressure side. So once it gets pressurized and ran through the pump, it'll come out the return of the gearbox and then through the cooler and then back to the reservoir. So that's it. Okay, here it is. Got it all mounted, nice and solid. Ran the lines down. The one return line that came from the tank here fit absolutely perfect. I just rerouted them all down the side, back up. The return loops off the box back to the cooler, and then it comes through the cooler back up. Same way it was before, except I don't know if you ever noticed in previous videos, but we had it running up through here and it came in like that and it looked kind of goofy, kind of hokey. So I redid it, put a nice grommet on it, and I brought it up through with a 90, so it's a lot cleaner, a little more concealed, runs underneath here and down, and it's tied to the other line there all the way up. So yeah, it's worked out pretty good. I will eventually have to notch this because I can't take this panel off without undoing that, but that's no big deal for now. So yeah, fill it up with fluid, get it all primed, and that's it. I think we're good to go.